Hey, it's Mike. Thanks for tuning back in. Saturday. That grading video I did last night really resonated with a lot of you. And one thing I'm going to say is that my commenters are the best. I would say that 95 or more % of my comments are thoughtful, respectful, insightful. It's really good. I love it. So thank you guys very much for that. Really interesting stuff here. Earlier in this week, I think I did a roundup of an auction, and one of them was a signed 1948 Swell Sport Thrills Jackie Robinson card, one of his rookie cards. And I said, I've never even heard of this set before. I'll probably do a video on it soon. So this morning, sitting on my couch, researching for this video, this one right here, and I'm watching, I've got Baseball Collector Mike's top 50 sports cards in his collection video up on my TV screen while I'm researching on my phone. Great video, go watch that, by the way. And he pulls up the Babe Ruth Lou Gehrig after the home run call from that set and says, my friend Mike, Junk Wax Hero, just did a video about this. I think the kids call this meta? I don't know. That's why I'm not a kid. By the way, completely off topic, well, not off topic, but off topic of sports cards. If you really want to annoy your kids, just say things that you know kids would never ever say, and then say, as the kids would say, after. It's the best way to annoy your kids. So I'm feeling a lot better. I took a lot of Dayquil and NyQuil the last couple days, and I think I'm getting through this. We're going to be good. I'm posting this video early today because we're going out for my daughter's 13th birthday party. She's having a bunch of friends sleep over here in this room tonight. So I got to post this one early. So 1948 Swell Sport Thrills. It's a small set, only 20 cards. And it was issued by Philadelphia Gum Co. with their Swell brand gum back in 1948. Swell was yet another popular brand of gum back in the 40s, along with all the others. And the cards didn't come in a pack like you would find back then. They were actually given to candy shop owners as a premium to give out if people bought 2 pieces of gum. Buy 2 pieces of gum, get a free piece of a free picture card, as they called them back then, baseball card. The cards are black and white, and they have the moment that they commemorate at the bottom. On the back of the cards, it has a paragraph describing that moment. And then at the bottom, it has a mail-in offer. So if you mailed in 5 wrappers of the gum, along with a nickel, you would get a Bob Feller pin mailed to you. And they also advertised Bob Feller's book called How to Pitch. I guess you didn't have to have an interesting title back then to get people to read your book. The complete set isn't terribly difficult to collect. There's actually a guy who goes by Swell King in the PSA registry who had like 7 out of the 8 or 8 out of the 9 top sets of this in PSA grades. So really interesting. A lot of them are considered commons, even though the set is loaded with Hall of Famers and stars, but there are some commons in there, even though it's only 20 cards. So speaking of sets, 2007, Robert Edward Auctions sold a complete graded set for $3,500. In 2013, an ungraded set sold for $1,000. Raw cards are not terribly expensive on eBay, but you really have to be careful of all the reprints, which are actually counterfeits. But I think it's pretty easy. For the ones that are labeled reprints, it's easy to tell. But you never know if somebody has counterfeited them and aged them on purpose. And so, you know, a rebuke to my video from last night is you should buy graded of this type of card unless you have the money to risk on a raw card, or if you're really confident that the raw card you're getting is graded. And that is the type of card I would get graded, by the way. 1948 Swell Sport Thrills card. Like if I bought a Ted Williams, I would want to get that graded and have it in a PSA or an SGC slab for my PC. So recently an SGC 5.5 Lou Gehrig sold for $680. That's really not bad for a 48 Gehrig in mid-grade condition. SGC 1.5 Ted Williams sold for $200. A PSA 1.5 Gehrig sold for $500. There are about 1,400 that have been graded by PSA, and it's like a 20-to-1 ratio between 48 Leaf or 48 Bowman and the 48 Swell Thrills. 48 Swell Sport Thrills in terms of pop in the PSA and similar in SGC. So it is a much more rare set and hard to find in good condition. The paper stock was not very good. So there are 0 out of those 1,441 cards graded by PSA, 0 are 9s, 0 are 10s, and only 10 are 8s. Pretty crazy. And remember, I mentioned that Jackie Robinson that sold for $82,000. That is the only Jackie that's graded in this set that's autographed. That card in 2019, with no card grade but an auto grade of 9, sold for $9,000. And then at some point between 2019 and this fall, somebody either submitted it back to PSA for grading of the card, or they cracked it. I can't imagine that you would crack this card and then send it to PSA. You'd probably send it back to PSA in the existing PSA slab. Have PSA slab it crack it for you, and then grade the card for you and the auto again. It came back a 4.5 card, 9 auto again, and after it sold for $9,000 without the grade in 2019, pre-boom or early boom, it sold for $82,000 this fall. So they made 9 times their money by grading the card and selling it post-boom, I guess. I mean, I don't know what it would have sold for in 2021. Maybe 6 figures. I'm not going to speculate. But I thought that was really an interesting little fact there that I was just trying to find details on that Jackie Robinson autographed card, and I found an article where it had sold for $9,000 back then, and I was like, wait a second, isn't there only one? Is this the same one? And I went back and looked, and sure enough, it was the same exact card, same autograph, and it was just in a new slab with a card grade, 9 times as much money. So if you're looking to make some big bucks, invest in authentic autographs, get them graded, and then I'm not an expert, so don't say Junk Wax Hero said you should invest in this. That's not my jam. So don't do that unless you really know what you're doing. All right. Thanks very much for watching. If you're new here, click that subscribe button. I'm posting daily content here, all on sports cards, and I've got a lot of cool stuff planned for the rest of this month. Have a great weekend.